สวัสดีครับ Kasit Piromya once again at the beginning of the second week of the month of August 26. And this month of August is very significant indeed, for it is the month to commemorate, to remember the droppings of the atomic bombs by the United States aircrafts over the city of Hiroshima and Nagasaki of Japan that led to the surrender of the Japanese side to the Allied forces during the Second World War. But the world had also learned and witnessed the atrocities, the danger, the inhuman consequences of the atomic bombs. Today, there remains about 90,000 atomic bomb survivors in Japan. The average age is about 86 years old, which means that in a decade's time, there will be no more atomic bomb survivor left in Japan and on this earth. But the knowledge, the sharing of experiences must be passed on to successive generations about the danger of the nuclear weapons and the need for the world to be living without the nuclear weapons. It is a responsibility of all of us who love peace and would like to live together in peace and harmony to help end the possession and the production of nuclear weapons. Because if nuclear war were to start, there would not be any winners. Everyone will be a loser, because nuclear weapons are mutually destructive. There is no boundaries, there are no borders to prevent the effect of the nuclear weapons. And the excuses of possessing nuclear weapons in order to deter the other side is a risky principle and concept indeed. Because any use of the nuclear weapons by anyone will get the counter-attack. And once counter-attack happens, all sides would be on the losing end. So why possess nuclear weapons? There is no need. What the international community, especially the policy makers and the civil society organization leaders, the academic world, the media world at large, and so on, must from now on come together to promote peace and to be against war or the notion of wars and so on. We have been living too much throughout our history, killing and fighting one another. And we are fully aware of the danger of the nuclear wars. But somehow policy makers, political leaders still entertain the idea of risk-taking, using the word deterrence, using the word self-defense. But is it rational? Is it reasonable? Instead of deterring, why not talking to one another, cooperate, find a common ground, accommodate one another, work for peace, but no longer continue to prepare for wars. Peace at the international level. But for ordinary people in schools, in communities, villages, and so on, or even in urban areas, there is a need to promote the culture of peace. Because people, everyone, should not be living in fear and uncertainty about war and nuclear war and so on. We should have a normal, simple, and comfortable life, a life without fear and anxiety. So we all have to work together to promote peace. Our respective society must be a society of culture for peace. We have to teach our young people to be friends, not to bully others, not to ostracize, not to discriminate, but to work and live together. The Buddhist people around the world are quite fortunate because they already have a handbook in hand in the name of the 5 precepts of the avoidance of killing, stealing, trespassing on others through intoxication or sexual misconduct, and not to tell lies. These are the basic elements for a peaceful coexistence in a community, in a society at large, and in the international community in general. Buddhist teaching also talk about kindness, compassion, sympathy, sympathetic joy to the success of others, and a life of equanimity, of calmness, collected, and so on. The Judeo-Christian Islamic tradition talks about love, about generosity, about forgiveness. So the basic elements of all the religious teachings are more or less similar in pointing to one direction: how to live together with one another with love, tolerance, forgiveness, and generosity. Let's come back to the basic. And if we practice peace, then the chances of policymakers and politicians to hold on to the nuclear weapons will be reduced, and we can look forward with a positive thinking about a peaceful world. Thank you very much. ขอบคุณมากครับ